All right, and many thanks for staying with us here on Why Monday News. So we want to go to this particular discussion, the state of Kenya's capital, the state of Nairobi County. Like I said earlier, I'm joined with Fred Wandera and Ed Mwaniki, who are youth leaders. They'll be helping us understand more about this Nairobi's capital. And remember what you had asked you before is, are you satisfied with the current management of Nairobi City? You can continue talking to us at 22160 beginning with the word news. Twitter to Y254 channel is the hashtag Y254 updates. So now, the state of Kenya's capital, the management of Nairobi County. First of all, let's start with the emergence of these gangs. The gangs have been really emerging and re-emerging, emerging and re-emerging. We had the other time, early this year, you know, people just terrorizing residents in Nairobi, and not just in these downtowns whereby it's stereotyped that we have a lot of gangs in those particular places, but even just, you know, in uptown, anywhere in town, like you had to really be cautious when you're walking. So let's talk about the emergence of these gangs. What is the county government doing in regards to this? Maybe I can start with you, Ed.
About the gangs, we cannot divert all the attention to the county government because we have very many like institutions which are supposed to manage the gangs. But all in all, it's quite early. It's barely 1 year. The governor, Mike Sonko, has been at least 1 year as a governor of Nairobi County. Yeah, 8 months. Yeah. It's quite early to start pointing fingers at him. I know he'll deliver one day, one time, because he must try and combine efforts with the security guys like the OCSs and the county commissioners.
And of course, I'll come back to you so that you can tell us which are these institutions and which is this one day, one time, because you don't have too much time for you to be telling us that one day, one time he'll deliver. But coming to you, Fred, when you talk about the re-emergence, gangs has not been, you know, it has been something that has really been affecting Nairobians a lot. So talk to us about the re-emergence of these gangs and what is the county, do you think they're doing enough to ensure that they actually curb this particular menace once and for all?
Yeah, first I want to thank you, the viewers, for this opportune time. I want to agree with my brother. I think we are in agreement that the county government or our governor has done nothing about the county government so far.
He has done nothing?
Yeah, with the promise that he gave us. Okay. Because with my brother,
so you're disagreeing?
That nothing has been done, the progress. Because even if it's a new government or a new governor who has come in, it won't be the way it has. Because the security, the city councils and askaris, those are they were there. So you cannot say that things has gone the way it has because somebody new has come in on the power or has taken. So I agree with my brother.
Are you agreeing or are you disagreeing?
He said that he has not done.
But Ed said that this is not entirely, you know, work of the county government, that you also have institutions who should take up this particular task.
The question, what we are discussing is within the time our governor has been in office, so he has done nothing based on that. Yeah, when it comes to the security, I think I can say it has been worsened because we actually more ladies, our beloved ladies.
So it's basically a flop.
Yeah, it
so
is.
What should he do then?
I think I can I can assist there. Till we heard about those gangs. I know many things have been done. Many security, the security people, the guys, the AG and the CS, they've done a good job because right now you don't hear those cases of insecurity in the town. Those guns, those mini guns, I don't know, maybe they were even sponsored to come and spoil the name of the county governor. So that they can say there is insecurity and everything in the county. Right now, I know the police and the people in charge of the security, they have done a great job. Right now, I don't see those guys, those criminal gangs,
as much as they were before. So that's what you're saying.
Compared to.
So you're basically
That's true because earlier it was worse. At least they are now trying to bring things in order. But what I'm just trying to disagree, it is when somebody new comes on the power, things goes fast worse. Then
before they can actually come back to normal.
How? All right. You know, that's not good. When we go to the roots of these girls, these small guys who are doing all these messes. we must say that our governor, the time he came on the office, he put a lot of promises, a lot of hopes on the youth. But on that he has not promised. That's why I think, that's why all those messes has come in. Because he promised, when you got the manifesto of our governor, he promised the youth, I don't know, was it 10,000 jobs? But I don't know if it is permanent. But so far, my brother, even he cannot name even one person who has been employed. So this hope is what has made this this
to resort to forming gangs.
Because when you are there, you are
and that's why I've just told you,
nothing's coming to
I can support the governor. It's barely 8 months. We have just said like that. But he has more than 3.5 years. But the as the governor of the let me finish. As the governor of Nairobi County, the manifesto he had, he must. We are on the watch. He must accomplish whatever he has promised the youth. If he has promised us 5,000 jobs, which he started by creating the Sonko Rescue Team, but I know there's something on the pipeline, but they should consider to create employment for the youth. Through different, we are not even supposed to concentrate with the Sonko Rescue. He has a lot of programs which are associated with the youth, and I know and I believe if he will appoint the best people who will be overseeing the youth projects, and like the Waziri, he's the CEC of sports, gender and the youth, Janet Modoni Uko. She's doing a good job in the county level.
So you're basically supporting that, okay, he has not done
they
much
should
to curb
do
these
more.
gangs, but he's basically on the road to doing something.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So just moving forward, let's now look at something else. The issue of water, clean water. It's something that really Nairobians have been complaining about. What is the county government doing? Fred, maybe I can start with you.
The county government, for the promise that he that's still just going to the promise that our governor
promising too much and not fulfilling.
Actually, when you before we got to the issue of the water, our governor say within 100 days, when you got his speech at the time of inauguration,
this is some of the promises that he actually mentioned: good roads, traffic, clean city. But still saying.
Wait, this 100, was it 100 months or 100 days? The 100 days are already gone. We are now going to 1 year. But we are not. We are saying nothing. When it's come to the things of the things of the water, I don't know. Even if the project has started, I don't know.
Let me say something about that issue of water. Let me say something about that issue of water. The clean water. Every Nairobian is entitled. And that's the basic. They're
entitled to clean water.
To clean water. And the county government, at least that's the area they should focus a lot. They should put all their focus on. Because, but we are blaming the county government. We should see the root cause. It's poor urban planning. The drainage system and the piping, they were done in 1980s.
So it's not his problem.
Yeah, right now we have expanded more buildings, more need of water. And that's why we go for weeks. Maybe like me, I've grown in areas of Eastlands. Water shortage is not a story. We experience it day in, day out. But the county government should invest.
But is it that way? Is it supposed to be that way that you become accustomed to water shortage? That actually when the issue of clean water no longer actually becomes an issue, that you're just used to the dirty water and water shortage.
Let me tell you, the reason why reason why we was a lot of promises, and actually the time our governor was promising this thing, others like us, we were just laughing about it, because you have first to look, where are you going to start this thing? If you are saying about the water, where this water is going to go, within 100 days, where are you going? Where will you start? You need to start, and then you do promise. When it comes the things of water messes around Nairobi, my friend, we cannot just living because this thing has been there.
The problem,
continue living like that.
The problem of water, we should start asking ourselves the problem. How are we the storage? How we'll capture that water and use it for our future use?
Okay.
But a lot of water go into waste. We normally see our floods everywhere, but we cannot do the water catchment.
That's the reason why the question is coming. What the county government has done about all these things? So
everything is in plan. Everything is in plan. We saw His Excellency the President.
He said he will do in the early months of.
But some things need.
We need
to put him on. When you're in the office as the governor, you have to come up with the structures. You put their people to do that specific work. You cannot just enter within 3 months, fall like poof, at you have done a water project. It's a big problem in Nairobi. It needs a lot of time. So whatever I'll say, yes, let planning take place, proper planning. We don't want shoddy work, and proper drainage and everything, and proper piping. We need a clean job. So let's give them time. Maybe he has a lot of 3 years, 3.5 years is a lot.
3 years looks like a lot of time.
Okay, and let me ask the question. This question, maybe we have to discuss that. Was this issue of jobs of traffic marshal, of youths being recruited? Youths went, I don't know, Kazan where, and I don't know where it disappeared.
We'll come to that particular issue later on as we move on to this particular discussion. But I just want to move for us to move to something else. We always have this issue of street kids, and even on Governor Kidero's time, during when Obama was coming to the country, we like almost 3 days, 4 days, you will barely see the street kids. But thereafter, they were again back on the streets. So what kind of strategies do you think this county government has put in place to ensure that we can actually curb the issue of street kids, whereby probably they can get, permanent homes, so that they're not brought in the streets and then out of the street whenever there's something, emerging, or it requires them to be out of this particular street. So what measures and plans is the county government putting in place to ensure that to actually curb this issue of street kids in the streets? Starting with you, Fred, before we actually move to Ed.
Kenyans, or as the people of Kenya, we need to live in reality, because those people, these street children, they are from somewhere. And that's how, in some extent, I agree with the women rep of Kiambu, what he said.
Polygamy?
Yeah, of course we are doing these things in the darkness. So when it's come, you don't want to be associated with what you have done in darkness. So you let children suffer on the street. Let us agree that these are our children.
So what you're trying to say is that Nairobi County should implement what Kiambu County is trying to see they can
that's to
do?
go to the National Assembly. They need to come up with that motion, so that and they pass. It's not only the problem actually in Nairobi. All the cities has all these messages, and with the Nairobi, our county government has to come up with a program that's going to take care of this street children, and then to give them the education to.
I think
I
will differ with my brother. Being polygamous is a personal decision, so it won't help anything. In fact, it won't. Whatever the county government right now, I'm aware they have started programs of rehabilitation centers. They have, I know a few of rehabilitation centers, like one in Madare, another one in Kibera. Now they're taking these street children to those rehabilitation centers. But the problem they have, these street children are not used of that environment, because maybe they are use of drugs and some kinds of substance. Right now, when they take them there, they find their way out again to the streets of Nairobi, where they get kidogo. No, I think they should be they should emphasize on the strictness and build good rehabilitation centers, and the management matters of that rehabilitation center. If they don't find a welcoming environment, they'll find their way out. Yes.
So basically what you're saying is good rehabilitation centers and create good management for this rehabilitation, for it to work. All right, and of course we'll just be crossing over to to listen in to a particular clips that you know, one of our reporters was on the ground earlier on today, just getting some views from Kenyans, what they have to say about the state of Nairobi County. But before we do that, let's move on to something interesting, which of course has been making news, you know, the whole of this week. BRT. The bus rapid transit system. It's being introduced to Nairobi, of course, on the major roads, Thika Superhighway, Mombasa Road, and in Thika Road, we are the marks have even started being made. So basically, is this a move by the county government to reduce traffic jams, or is it just coping? Because when you look at our very own neighbor Tanzania, they have this system. South Africa has been practicing it. Nigeria began the system in 2008. So basically, is it coping these African countries, or is Nairobi ready for this BRT system?
You know, when you cop something good, it is health. So if they have seen that you have worked in another countries and we bring him in Kenya, it will help us. I think that's one I agree with the governor. He must implement that. But I think it will actually it will help with the.
It will help reduce congestion in roads.
Yeah, and the way the building are being constructed around our city. I think the things of jump within the time.
Okay.
So
I think that particular lane which was set aside for, it was set aside, I think, for emergency vehicles like ambulances, the NYS buses, and the VIPs. I think it will be a good idea. It's a good idea because we have been maybe example like an ambulance have been having a lot of problem maneuvering into the traffic of Nairobi. So I think it's a good and a brilliant idea.
You are saying it's a good move by the county government to reduce congestions.
Yes.
All right. So just let's listen into what viewers had to say on the streets earlier today in regards to the state of Nairobi County.
At one point.
Nairobi, and today took it to the streets to get to hear what the public has to say about this. Here is what they said.
Okay, venye kuna mvua saizi na I think they need to fix the roads na venye kuna flood mazi. It really happened last year, it happened this year, then it's still going to happen next year. I think that's something we should work on. And then clean up the streets, Kirinyaga Road and stuff. You kuna uchafu mazi, unafaa kuangalia hizo maneno mazi.
To be honest, I'm not well equated with the county government, but from observation, I think the traffic and it's not doing its work that well, because even if you go to, let's say, to the street, there is a zebra crossing, it's indicated, but no one sees that. So I think it's poor so far.
My own opinion, I would say it's not going well. And an example I can give with the traffic, I would start with the way this guy, the CS for transport, say that we should put some part of road for the VVIPs, and it's not. It will continue bringing traffic and congestion. It won't help. So I would say it wasn't good to separate that. Cause okay, the wamesafisha Nairobi. For me, it's good. As in, it was not like that before. Imekuwa more clean. As in, Sonko is doing his work. And about the roads, Apple, so I'm 50-50, cause you see Historia, mabasi kupita the fourth lane, as in wameka inner lane, sa watu watakuwa wanashukaje, cause unajua barabara it's hard kuvuka.
There you have it. Those are some of the sentiments from the members of the public, and it seems much is really expected from this. So Doreen, back there with your panelists, get to know what we need to know. Ereva Hillary, reporting for I254 News. Speaking over the weekend at the Machakos Primary School in Machakos Town, where she was.
Right, and of course that is what our viewers had to say earlier on the streets in regard to this particular topic. So of course we've had quite a number of sentiments, people saying that the governor has tried to clean up the city and things like that, which of course are good and positive comments and sentiments right there. But just as we wind up this particular discussion, I want us to wrap it up with the issue of revenue tax collection, which is of course a positive move, because right now we at least the office collects around 100 million per day, which wasn't so. But then again, this is good, all right, but where is this money going to? Because we still have people from Parasitical complaining about late pays and things like that. So basically, when this money is being collected, what is it being used to do, and where is the money going? Starting with you, Fred, as we wrap up this discussion.
Yeah, that's the big question you have to ask. When if the collection now is huge, where the money is where it is being used to, and who is pocketing this money? We need to know, because we are as you know, they say that more. If you receive more expected from you. So as much as Mike Sonko has done the collection being improved and is now okay, we're expecting a lot of things from his office. He must do something.
All right. Yeah. Ed, what do you have to say as you wrap it up?
Yeah, I think there's a process which the county government follows.
Okay.
I think after the collection of the revenue, they normally take the funds to the national treasury, so that the national treasury can disband again the money on the county. Not forgetting that Nairobi County generates more than 60% of the national.
I disagree.
Let me finish.
Let's just allow Fred to finish.
Yes. Now, the money, at least we have faith with this governor, because the previous regime, we have not been, money has been, a lot of money was lost, maybe billions of money. At least right now, Sonko is at least coming up with another strategy of transparency. At least you know there's 100 million per day.
Is that enough to know there's money but you can't see it? All right, I wouldn't let you both of you address, because you can continue this particular conversation. But basically that right there has been Fred Wandera and Ed Mwaniki, who are youth leaders, just giving us their side of what they think the Nairobi County is doing in regards to development and how the management has become since the county governor Mike Sonko took office, since he was elected in office rather in August last year. And of course, that's all we had time for here on Why Monday News. Until tomorrow night when we talk matters business. My name is Doreen Arange, and good night.